tonight featuring the incredible Mr. Mark Cutler, Mr. Andrew Potter, Mr. Dave Revue, Ms. Emily Ruskowski, Ms. Betty Sue Taylor, and Mr. Andrew Mayer. And we also feature special guest tonight, Miss Linda Ham. And folks, now let's hear it from the man with the plan with the booth on lights and sound. It's Mr. Zach Drummond. Serious, the man on the video camera, Mr. Steve Alquist. And let's not forget about our good folks down at Empire Loan who funded this whole show. Let's sing along. And now, folks, if you know me, you may know that puns hold a special place near and dear to my heart. And so, in honor of the first ever pun show, I prepared a special introduction for our in-house comedy team, the Sparkling Beatniks. First up, we have our former intern and now beatnik. He's so tasty you want him all, but we can only give you a sample. Let's hear it for our next beatnik. Our next beatnik, he's so mysterious, we want to show him off to the world. We can't wait to unveil him. To unveil. Our next beatnik loves her neckwear so much, she insists that you treat it like a person. So when she comes to your house, you've got to say, Kate, I come in. Kate, I come in. Our next beatnik hates the English measuring system, loves metric. So if you ever use a ruler around him, you might hear him say, evil inch. Evil inch. Our next beatnik is super special. Our next beatnik was born the son of a stumpy three-legged chair. That's right, he is Stool Son. Stool Son. Our next beatnik, very special. She loves learning the Portuguese language and hanging out with her pot-smoking friend Lee. And when she forgets that Lee's smoking pot, she turns over and says, Kel, Lee's high? Kel, Lee's high? Our next beatnik, we're not done here, folks. Our next beatnik is an aficionado of the martial arts. That's right, everything from karate to medieval jousting. That's right, he is a lance user. All right. Our next beatnik is the child of a nurse. That's right, her mother is a nurse, always bringing home strange, mysterious, communicable diseases. Eventually, this beatnik had to say, Ma, less Ebola! Ma, less Ebola! All right, folks, that's all I've got for you. Let's hear it for the band over here. Let's get the bus down the band. Bring up here guitar, Mr. Dave Revue. On the trombone and the vocal, Miss Pam Murray. Mr. Joe Potenza on the bass. Mr. Johnny Cody on drums. And now, folks, the moment you've all been waiting for. He's sitting in a corner. I want him to key those keys. That's right, but I don't want him to key them slow. I want him to key them unslow.
It's so nice to see all of you here. Thanks for being patient with us with squishing you all in here. And I'm excited that you are here for the pun show. Let's talk for a minute, okay? Now, we all survived that intro by Eric. And I'm glad he did it, because he's setting the stage for the whole evening. So ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in, because there's going to be a lot of groaning tonight. And here, I'm going to just tell you this. Let me just tell you what we learned about puns. So, as you know, if you've come to our show before, the Sparkling Beatniks fear no comedy challenge. But when we started writing the pun show, we got together, and the first brainstorm, we were like, holy shit. And we said that for two reasons. The first thing is that, as we all are aware, puns are incredibly stupid. Now, unless you talk to a person who loves puns. And now the reason we figured out there are people who love puns, we figured it out. None of us knew, and maybe Eric knew, but nobody else did. Because it was Eric like, let's do the pun show. And Eric was like, no! And, no, Eric, never! And then we did, and I don't know, it's because he's related. I don't know what else to tell you. That's why. He's related to at least two people in the show, and that got it in. It's fucking Rhode Island. That's how it works. If you don't like it, just move somewhere else, because that's how shit gets done. So anyway, so what we learned though, what the rest of us learned that maybe Eric secretly knew, is that puns are incredibly hard to write. Like if you actually try to write them, they're like, this is bullshit. So, but they did it, ladies and gentlemen. They wrote an entire show for you. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. You really gotta put your listening ears on, because they're just flying fast and furious. The beatniks have been instructed to speak louder than usual, just so you can catch them all. But man, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of them. So you gotta just pay attention. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Are you ready to get rolling? All right. Prepare to be punished, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. Listen. Just know that it's not going to improve. Know that now, and you're gonna be like, that was like a great workout. It like completely sucked, but I'm still alive.